The invisible cycle. Living with the reality of PMDD for 2 decades, a woman's life was split into 2 distinct realities. For half the month, she was the person she recognized, capable, grounded, and connected. For the other half, she was a stranger overwhelmed by despair, hypercritical, and convinced that her life and relationships were failing. This is not a story of simple mood swings or bad PMS. It is a first-hand account of living with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD, a severe hormonal mood disorder that often goes unrecognized by the very medical professionals tasked with treating it. A pattern of misdiagnosis, the struggle began in adolescence, masked by the chaos of family instability. For years, the symptoms intense crying, sudden loss of confidence, and physical exhaustion were funneled into incorrect clinical frameworks. Between the ages of 14 and 25, the subject sought answers in doctors' offices, only to receive a revolving door of labels. Depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, these diagnoses failed to capture the most defining characteristic of the condition, its cyclical nature. Unlike chronic depression, which is often constant, PMDD is tied to the menstrual cycle, specifically the luteal phase. This distinction is vital because it changes the entire approach to treatment and self-understanding. The high cost of being inconsistent, the impact of PMDD extends far beyond emotional distress. It erodes the very foundation of a person's life. The author describes how the disorder manifested in 3 critical areas. Relationships. Sudden, intense shifts in perception could turn a secure connection into a source of panic, leading to the false belief that a relationship was fundamentally broken. Career. Professional confidence would vanish overnight, making even simple tasks like speaking on a video call feel insurmountable. Physical health. The disorder brought debilitating migraines, bloating, and muscle aches, often contributing to secondary issues like eating disorders as the body felt increasingly unreliable. I had spent nearly 2 decades living in a cycle where I consistently could not be consistent. What is PMDD? It is a common misconception that PMDD is caused by abnormal hormone levels. In reality, research suggests it is caused by an abnormal sensitivity to the normal hormonal shifts that occur during the menstrual cycle. These shifts can disrupt neurotransmitters like serotonin, triggering profound psychological and physical symptoms. The stakes are incredibly high. PMDD affects an estimated 3% to 8% of women, yet it remains chronically underdiagnosed. More alarmingly, the disorder is linked to severe mental health crises. Some studies report suicidal ideation in as much as 70% of participants. Suicide attempts have been reported in up to 1/3 of those affected. The path to advocacy and management, the journey to a diagnosis, was not aided by the medical establishment. Despite presenting clear documentation of symptoms and timelines, the author faced dismissal from OBGYNs, who suggested psychiatric intervention instead of addressing the hormonal root. Finding the name for her experience did not cure the disorder, but it provided context. It transformed her self-perception from someone who was failing at life to someone managing a biological condition. While there is no universal cure, management often requires a multifaceted approach: medical intervention, targeted birth control or supplements, behavioral strategies, therapy and strict sleep stress management, emotional boundaries, adopting a no major life decisions rule during episodes to prevent the disorder from dictating one's future. Conclusion: PMDD is a debilitating condition that requires rigorous self-tracking and fierce patient advocacy. For those experiencing cyclical, intense shifts in identity, the key to reclaiming one's life lies in questioning standard explanations and demanding a deeper look at hormonal health.